Well, well, this is gonna be a hell of a thing, isn't it? Hello, hello, everyone. I am Darkness. Welcome back to Fortnite. Oh my God, there's season. Okay. Full disclaimer. There might have been a break, of me playing Fortnite. So, before you judge too harshly, let me just say, screw it. I might do fine. I don't know. I don't know how many updates really will affect the way I play, because the last time I played, Fortnite, I could do pretty well. Play top 10 over and over. Actually, every time I seem to do it, okay, profile. There are still wins that were not counted. But look, stats last recorded 119 days ago. I've been out of it for a while, but places in top 10 24 times, places in top 25 38 times. And you see, I've got some good stats there with only like 14 hours played. It's not quite that bad. So like I've got some, and there's only one match for that, and we placed in that. So I've got a chance. I don't know what all's new. I'm gonna give it a shot. Glass Melly, hi. Jordan, hello. Holly Yang, hello there. Stephen Yeoman, hello. So, I don't know how long this stream's gonna last. What I do know is if I don't stream now, it's gonna be hard for me to try to do it tomorrow or the next day. Like I'm trying to get to a better schedule, but that schedule just keeps getting screwed up. And many of you guessed why a long while ago. What? Okay, you're just gonna float with the pickaxe. Oh my God! Quick chat. Blocker emojis. Trap some research. Good God! Oh, I'm playing with other people. Oh shoot! I am going to be a detriment to this team. Oh, that's not good. That is so not good. Oh no. Oh, I'm gonna screw him up so badly. Expecting good gameplay from me is like watching porn for the story. Thanks. And actually, I wanted to play on my own. I pressed the wrong button. It put me in a squad. I just want to play. I don't want to do a squad. I just want to be ready. Play. No, not solo. Play. I don't know why I had squads on. Maybe that's the last thing I actually did. General Folly, hello there. I'm glad you could make it. Hi there. So yeah, this is gonna be Madison. Hi there. I knew a Madison I think the last name started with G after she was married. I did wedding photos for her. So we're gonna see how well I actually do with this. And yeah, I have dental work that I have to do tomorrow, and an interview, and some more legal stuff. Not bad legal stuff, just the same shit, different day. And the map is completely different. That's one thing. The map, like junk. Oh my God, it's really different. How about I try Lucky Landing? Holy smokes. It's very different. I'm going to die. I'm gonna die, and I have no regrets. It's fine. It's fine. So I hope you guys are having a good night. I'm sorry I didn't give a heads up. I will try to give better heads up here soon for doing stuff like this. And it's not going to be too hard for me to be able to start giving better heads ups because very soon all of it will be finished. All of the work, all the everything, getting everything where it's should have been a long while ago. All of it will be oh crap. All right, well, just gonna have to eat this one. Okay. All right. So I think... Hi, April. Whatever this guy's doing, I'm afraid to move. Okay. Yeah, definitely still afraid to move. Okay. How far away is it? I'm not too far away. Whoa. Oh, God, no. Sticky grenades. Things have changed. Oh, God, I'm gonna... This is not gonna be okay. How many wins do I have? Well, considering that I've got... It says 5. I have 7. Placing first. But it's been 119 days since I've played, so I'm not used to some of the new stuff. Man, that sucked. I didn't even expect that to be a thing that could happen right there. I gotta get used to new shit happening. Okay, they can throw sticky grenades. Good God. There's more emotes. That's a good thing. I'm sorry to hear that, April. That really sucks. Like, I know there's a lot going on for a lot of people. And I really sometimes need to put in perspective that what I'm going through is not necessarily the be all end all. It's just I'm sorry that that's happening with you. It's just I many times it's easy to forget when you're just kind of in the thick of it. So, all right. Let's see. Hope you guys can tell me if the game's too low that you can't hear the game. Because of what's going on with me. Tomato Town. Kind of want to go over there. Yep. It's too low. Well then. That is what I wanted to know. Alright. Tell me if that's good now. 5 decibels up, and it should be, I mean, every 3 decibels you double the sound, right? So let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's gonna happen. Not sure I want to fight with people yet. I think this is a good starting spot. Yep. Where? Where? Right below me, right? Below me. Yeah, buddy. Hi, Steve F. What's going on? All right. Let's string me some of this. Give me a little bit of shield. I won't waste it though, because that splurge juice goes along. Silenced? Yes, please. For the way I'm about to play this, yeah. I'm glad I played the outskirts like I'm doing. Slurp juice. I should go ahead and use... This guy seems silly to everyone else. I'm going to go ahead and get shields. So... Small shield limit reached. Okay. Oh, saying hi because yes. I remember watching you when you played Resident Evil 7. That was some great gameplay. I'm gonna be playing Resident Evil 7 probably more soon in more live streams because I enjoy it myself. As for Madison, Madison, you're talking. If you want somebody that understands, possibly some of what you're going through with having to watch a parent having MS. My mom has MS. Very progressive. And it is hard to be a bystander to that. It is hard to watch. Simply because it feels like there's nothing that can be done. Slurp. See, I could have used that later, but I wanted that gun. I'm getting greedy. Oh, I'm getting real greedy. I'm just shit with shotguns. I'm not gonna even try. Yes, I am. What am I talking about? Instead of this, get this. Alright. Alright. Everything full up on ammo? I'm not playing with anyone right now because I'm just getting back pretty much my sea legs of even playing the game. I haven't played. Yeah, it's been 119 days since I played. So like, look at the environments. That's all different to me. Like the look, some of the aesthetics. Someone got me with a sticky grenade, which pissed me right off. And hopefully the way I have everything set up, you guys can read everything you want to and see everything. The chat log's open, the game screen's open with this setup for specifically for playing Fortnite. So like hopefully I'll be able to, for games I play, have different setups where you guys can just see everything's placed where it should be as I go along. And I do have, because somebody did, it might have been General Folly. You can correct me, General, if I'm wrong. Aren't you the one that actually got me this Stream Deck? That since I had to restart my computer, the Stream Deck went away. Like it didn't go away. I have to just reprogram the damn thing. All my macros are gone. And I didn't want to recover them because I'm using something other than OBS at the moment. But that's gonna make things a hell of a lot easier. Oh my dad. I will pick up wood. I will pick up ammo. I will pick up that minigun. You know what I think I'd rather have than a shotgun? A minigun. Holy smokes. Bandages. No minigun. Give me the minigun. We are not going to argue about the minigun. It is coming with me. It is mine. Yeah, it does really suck. And that's, ooh. Yeah, my mom's getting progressive and all that jazz. You know, what sucked was that when I was younger, the research wasn't there for MS. So she had a doctor. I mean, she went almost 20 years with symptoms and undiagnosed, with almost, I think 10 of them, with a doctor that literally said, you're stressed, and literally gave her the advice of go home, try to unwind, take a hot bath, and have a glass of wine. A doctor told her that. Is this a Trojan? What is this thing? Oh god. Did it tell everyone I was here to do that though? Shield potion. Okay. I'll pop both of them. Get that gun back. Whew. Not bandages. Okay. I'm full up on some things. Tanya, what's going on? Nah, I'm not. I like taking it at my own pace because I'm the kind of player that likes. I like to know my surroundings. I don't run and gun as much as other people do. I know that it's not everyone's play style, but like, just one kill under my belt does not bother me as long as I'm still alive and I'm gonna be placing soon. So now my next goal is simply to run the length of the wall a little bit while I'm trying to figure out exactly where everyone is. And I'm just looking to pick people off while knowing people are going to try to pick me off. But like, I mean, that's a great vantage point up there. I need to turn up the volume of the game. What am I doing up on a random Wednesday? My medical bills. Because I'm starting to figure out why I lost 60 pounds for no fucking reason. My gastric exam test. I owe on my gastric test. I owe 200 on the endoscopy where they had me drown alive and then put me under and everything. The tube down the throat to do the whole inspection. I paid 300 and they want 400 more. And then tomorrow I owe another 400 to try to go to the dentist and have fillings that I ate. I sucked up the pain. They were fillings that were done a long time ago in my childhood. They leaked. I sucked up the pain because I thought I was doing it for the sake of other people. And that person is divorced from me, so why am I doing that for, you know, when I might lose access to some of those benefits now that everything's being separated? So I'm having to get a lot of shit taken care of before possibly the rug is pulled out from under me. And that's where the bills are pretty much coming from. That was a long-winded like explanation, but I want Bush. I'm not sure I will ever say that again in my life like that. Ooh, I want Bush. I'm using it. I'm using Bush. This is going to make me really obvious until I actually get out in the open. I'm just a bush. No one noticed me. I'm going to go hide within a bush. 18 people down. Alright. A bush in a bush. Who would have ever suspected me? Not me. I wouldn't suspect me. Yeah, accessing. So I've been lucky to be around more medicine and tech that help him. Costs a hell of a lot. Yeah, I did. But yeah, oh, Tanya, I'm sorry to hear that. And hi, Sean. Oh, your dog got... I'm sorry to hear about that. that almost makes me like really upset, because right now one of the things I know I get to hold on to is my dog through all of this change, and knowing that, you know, the word joint custody to someone who has been primary caregiver to his child for all 5 years of his life can break me, is breaking me, because now I know that there will very soon come a time where I'm legally supposed to give up half of his time, when it's been always mine plus somebody. He's, for any person who spent any amount of time with him, including the other parent, at least 3 to 5 times more has been spent with me. And now I have to give him up. So one of the comforting things for me is my dog, and my dog's getting older, and that's just something that I've been worried about. But getting that diagnosis is a completely different matter. That, I'm sorry to hear that, because that, I know that diagnosis it's got to hurt. So I'm sorry to hear that you're up late drinking and all that because of that. But don't let it, I can't say don't let it get you down too much, but don't let it consume you, I guess is the good word. Oh, shots fired. Because I'm going through that idea of I keep getting consumed with what's going on with me. Okay. And the second that happens, like, it's not I'm saying don't mourn, don't panic, don't worry, whatever. But once all those feelings just take over, and you're, instead of being Tanya with a side of like sadness and like hurt and everything, once it consumes you and you're like, you are personified hurt or sadness with a side of Tanya, then it's an issue. That's what I kind of mean. Like, I'm learning the hard way myself that the only way to keep everything in check, everything okay, is almost to kind of just do the reality check of, you know, I am still me. Oh, that fucker's gonna be hard to kill. And with all the shitty things that are happening, I'm me. And I'm just going through hurt and struggle and all that stuff. But I've let it get to me once or twice now. Especially today, where I could have handled it better. You know, it wasn't actually today. It was yesterday when I realized that I was doing so much work for somebody who just wouldn't do the same for me, I don't think, and is not helping. And, you know, I felt like I was in trouble when I had the best intention of trying to help. Kind of, and I instead of being Steven with the side of feeling hurt, feeling like unappreciated, which is not the right word quite for it, or feeling, you know, angry, or feeling all these other things I have a right to feel, it was almost like I was anger with the side of Steven. You know, it just becomes this balancing game when things go wrong in your life, to try to remember that you are who you are and you grieve, but you don't become grief. You stay yourself and grieve. You know what I mean? I don't know. That just got meta real fast. And I haven't been checking the comments while I'm saying that. No, no, Darla, you don't have to go anywhere. Hi there. My dog, yeah. Hey, T-Bot. I hope for the best, Tanya, also. I really do hope for the best for you. And for your dog. Yeah, being only 6. That doesn't feel fair at all. No. Well, time for me to go for another bush. Here's where I'm in trouble. that's not going to be a viable base anymore. But whoever got to that ground over there that I'm staring at, well, they have an upper hand, well, don't they? So, and by the way, if the setup and everything, if I'm not dropping any frames, my CPU isn't overwhelmed. If everything's working out as supposed to be, I'm actually using Streamlabs version of OBS to stream, which makes things 10 times easier if it works out. So if this is working out and everything and goes off without a hitch, and especially when I go back and rewatch some of what I'm doing here, after that I'm going to be a happy camper that I have a new way of going about things. I forgot my water, so talking is parching me a lot faster than it should. No, tomorrow I have an interview for a job that I'm gonna have dental work done, and then I'm gonna like wander into this interview where I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna try to put, you know how I can get away with it. So I've got the voice I have now, but I also have what I call my white guy voice. It is so wrong that I actually have to have a white guy voice, but I learned being in the South that it was a lot easier to answer calls, get people to book jobs, this and the other, if people think I'm the least threatening possible. And my skin color in the South, just, I know what it is. I've had to live with it. So, while my voice right now, after all the dental work and having Novocaine and having, you know, a tongue that's just going to feel blah, blah tomorrow, I have been through this before where my white guy voice still sustains. So when I pick up a phone, like for business and whatnot, and it's not me going, hey, what's going on? Or, hi, how you doing? It's, hi, well, hi, this is Steven Jackson. How may I help you? Like, I put on the higher pitch, like, hi, this is Steven Jackson. How may I help you? Oh, I would be happy to assist you with that today. Like, it's just that higher, and it sounds, anyone that knows me, it sounds completely false. But I know I can have a numbed up everything, and I can still pull that voice off. But with this one, it would be like, I'm here to apply for the job. So it's like, oh, I needed courage to apply. I just decided to drink a lot. In April, I am I'm gonna be more than opening up very, very soon here. That wall is way too close. Oh shit. Someone's got an edge. There they are. Ah! Ah! But they had the edge there too. I gotta hide behind the ship other people already built. I see him. Now would be a good time to bring out this. We all know where each other are, so... Don't think you get away with anything with that. Jeez. I'm gonna be the only one without a base. Uh-oh. Nope. Ah! Alright. I made the mistake of not going back for the rock. I play second. Cookie, hello there. Oh. Well, I play second. Good enough. Good enough for not playing for a while. That I was able to do that. So there's that I've got. So I don't know how long I'm gonna be. I don't know anyone else who has a family with MS. I'm glad you're in a relationship. Also, Madison, join the Discord. You can send me a message if you need to. And having a parent with MS, it is something that turns out, you know, it can be hard because the role reversal that happens when it progresses fast enough. When sometimes, especially if, you know, as the nerves are dying and there are literal dead spots, you know, forming in the brain from the nerve damage from the overactive immune system attacking its own nervous system. You know, everyone's symptoms are different, but almost universally, heat is a big deal. And I bring that up because that means universally, almost every kid that's had to deal with their parent having MS has had to be on that one time where they had to be the parent all of a sudden, where their parent got too hot or exhausted. It knocked them out. I'm not talking about like being tired for a day or two. I mean like going into a relapse and being tired for like a week or a month, and all of a sudden you just became parent, like to yourself. And you know, it's, you know, they weren't dealt a fair hand, and then you have to, you know, kind of pick up for yourself. None of it quite feels fair, but I'll tell you this. My mom is one of the most amazing women I know, and the stride she's taken everything in is amazing as well. The long and short of it is that it hurt. The worst part is watching, but it's one of those that even though you know the hardest part is watching, never letting it become something where you believe that like you're not doing enough or you're not doing this or the other. Like it's not fair they have MS, but it can be consuming, and it can make you hurt badly inside and all this other. I don't know where quite I'm going with it, other than to say, like, have hope, because I can almost bet that is what they want for you. I mean, it's your parent. They want you, as you know. For me, it was my mom, but yeah, and that role reversal really will screw with you after enough time. You care for your disabled father? Well, that's another thing that I'm going to have to be talking about soon. My life got tragic fast, didn't it? Like, it seemed fine, but looks were deceiving. I was sitting here streaming and talking and making a lot of videos, and you guys did not know how bad things were getting anyway, so I can't necessarily make some lofty claim like as if just now things are getting bad when no, things were bad before. It's just I was able to handle it. And then I was told by someone, I'm handling it so well that I'm hurting myself by handling it. I'm like, I didn't know that was possible. And they're like, yeah, it's possible. I was like, how is it possible? They're like, look at yourself. I was like, oh, well, that's how it's possible. And so it's just, but I mean, shit hit the fan. My mom has MS. My dad is hitting his worst case scenario too. So, and then I'm having to vacate my own house. which doesn't feel right at all. But in all of that, I will say this. All the rough stuff I'm about to talk about in a lot of videos, especially the first one that I still have scripted a few times, and I know I'm going to need someone else's help to make it happen properly. I've scripted it a few times of what to say, but I'm like almost a newborn for part of it, because Nathan helped me treat what I have that caused me to have the reactions I've been having, why I would be the way I am. Something that's always confused me, but now backtracking through my life, it wasn't that. The cognitive dissonance I had of what I was able to do and what I wanted to do makes sense. But now that I'm told that I'm the absolute worst kind, that the combination of the two is just awful. I got to start off with what I am as a video, because then I want to tell you guys what's actually happened in my life. I want to tell you guys the problems I've had and the anger I've had with how children are treated in this whole process I'm going through. Tell you guys even my mistakes, her mistakes, what all kind of led up to this, and why my lifestyle, YouTube has to stay a part of my life, because monetarily I can't afford to lose YouTube. So I have to, like, I had a goal for the end of last year that if I didn't meet a certain goal, YouTube would take a big back seat. That no longer applies. No matter if I have to work my ass off, but I'm going to have more time because I'm not going to always have my son anymore, which is the trade-off, is the heartbreaking part. But in all of it, I'm not going to... Wow. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I talked too much, and he got me. The biggest thing that I want to, like, it's gonna sound like I'm complaining, but no. The biggest thing I want to tell people is that there's something that I am that kind of led, and the second video in this, the trilogy I was planning on making, of like my pissed offedness of how children are treated in this situation. The second of like what actually happened in my life, so that if it helps even one person to know that I tried to be different, and I tried to make it different. I tried to make it different for Rowan's sake, for her sake, for my sake, to make this whole thing look like something that hadn't been done before. But the whole point of doing the first two, and the second one I can't explain well enough without saying what I am and explaining that, because I am two things that are parallel or opposites to each other. So of course cognitive dissonance was on the, but the third video that I'm gonna make is not as much me bitching about it, but is hopefully going to be like hopeful of like, there's a lot of bad shit going on, but in all of the bad things, there's a chance for it to be better than it is now. Of course there are going to be parts of this whole that hurt, but there's a chance that things can be healthier and better, because they sure as hell aren't healthy as they are now. But even if I fail in the way that I would like to challenge pretty much the system I'm up against, challenge the way that children are treated in the system, challenge a system that says no, I'm not allowed to say joint for the sake of my son. I'm having to make my son make choices. I'm having to make her and I make choices when there's still the possibility of working together. And as a backup, it should come to fighting. But it's a system that wants you to fight. Out of all of that, even if I fail, I want the third video to be like, failure is always an option, but it doesn't mean you don't try. And while I might fail with my lofty goals of how I think things could be, it's still the way it should have been in the first place. I haven't done anything wrong, and at the very least, I want to make videos that will make my son proud one day, at least to be able to say that, his dad tried. Like, I have to answer to my son one day. That is my biggest thing. I have to answer to my son for what I do. I'm not perfect. Neither was she. It is so subjective on who you want to point a finger at. And of course, by me telling it as unbiased as I'm going to try to say, of course, I'll have more people saying they support me. But at the same time, I'm not blameless. There are things that, you know, after I say what I am, I should have been able to catch some things. I should have been able to, and I didn't. And I knew from the beginning her personality type would have meant that I needed to be able to catch some of those things. But I made a promise I couldn't keep. It was impossible for me to keep, yet I thought I was keeping it. So, again, again with the fucking minigun. Even if I fail with what I'm trying to accomplish, I get to answer to my son one day that I tried. He gets to see that I tried, and I tried for his sake. But more than everything else, when I answer to him, I don't have to hold back anything. Daddy tried to do something different. He fought a system that wants you to fight. I fought the system that wants you to fight because I would rather make peace. I'd rather find a middle ground. I'd rather find the way at which people can still have a level of respect and coordination, because at the very minimum, your child deserves it. And I want to be able to tell him, my goal is not to be perfect and to say how things should go. My goal is to make a child that is better than who I am. The example has to start somewhere. Oh my God.
Here's hoping we both get through our pain. Hope it helps.
Thank you so everybody, hashtag Tanya. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody, hashtag Tanya. That really does, it really does help right now. It is a big deal. I hope you get through your pain too. Hashtag Tanya, everyone. I really hope you do get through your pain too. And I'm sitting over here ranting. I know other people hurt, and I'm not the only person that is going through a rough patch. But I am saying that stick with me when I start making the videos, because I'm trying to show that even in a system where everything wants you to have to hurt, I'm trying to find a way to fight the system to make it to where people can not fight. And the first step is me being pissed off about how children are treated, but the next is admitting my faults and what I could have done, and then admitting her faults and what she could have done and what led to this. And then the third being whether I succeed or not. Did I pull it off? And it'll probably have a follow-up to that in vlogs, but again, my job is not to be perfect. My job is not to pull off the impossible, and it's not to do something and expecting that it will be successful. That's what I hope for. My job is to put forth an example for my son, to say, you can see things are wrong, that this is not the way it should be, and you can fight it. You can fight to do the right thing. You can fight to be a better person. And sometimes it is a real fight. It's a real fight to be a better person. That's hard to explain to some people, that it can be a real fight to be a better person. And Cookie, I will let you, of course. Thank you, Madison. Thank you for support. Darla, I'll read it as soon as I'm off of this. And Unknown King, hello there. And Ellie, hi. I'm no real name, so I have to just immediately I look at it, I'm like, which one am I gonna choose today? Hi there. So hey,
Looky, looky, it's a cookie. I hope this helps with the medical bills.
every little bit does. Thank you so much. Everyone hashtag cookie. Everybody hashtag cookie for me, please. Um, it really. Yeah, I am shocked you're up so late, but hashtag cookie, and I guess I'll just finish this rant by saying I'm allowed to fail, and I know that I might fail because it takes two for this to work. As hard as I might try, failure might happen simply because the other half of this equation on Rowan's behalf might not have the same ideas, opinions, and goals that I do of what looks healthy, what should be healthy, what needs to be done, and it can fall apart. But again, my job is not to be perfect and to never fail. My job is to raise a son that is better than anything I could ever be. My job is to raise a son that one day I can look up to, that I wish I were my son. I wish I was as strong as he was. I wish I had the resolve. I wish I could have made the choices that he would make. I wish I could be the human being that I raised. That is my true job as being a parent, and that is what I'm fighting for, and that is why I'm willing to fight a system, and that's why I have hope, because even in the worst of cases, there has to be somewhere where there's hope. You have to find it somewhere. And there's a lot of horrible things that are happening and continue to happen. And my hope simply has to come from I tried, and in my attempts to try for something better, I can use it as a stepping stone to make my son better than the person I am. Because that's what's really needed. And I'm being sniped at. I need to get away from right there. I'm in line of sight. No. I need to drop off this cliff is what I need to do. We can play together at the same time. We can play. I can play with other people sometime. I do plan on doing more live streams and more, interacting with you guys and more of all that stuff. Because this is going to turn into a regularly scheduled thing as soon as I thought I already had a job and everything lined up, and then more shit happened that was out of my control. So I thought I had everything, all my ducks in a row, and I was going to have a set schedule for you guys for at least 3 months, and then after that, I'd have to readjust as soon as Rowan's schedule changes. Now, it again is one of those things that as soon as I know exactly set in stone how my life plays out, YouTube is not only going to be here, it's going to be here strong and stronger probably than ever. And I'm going to be, I'll be looking to the people who have been supporting me in the first place, but I'm just going to be looking to build something that I built this platform in the first place to be with my brother, then to honor my brother. Now it's here because I'm not alone because of you guys. At my worst that I could ever feel, that I'm in tears because, yesterday was just me in tears like half the day because it felt like everything was failing and going wrong. It felt like it just wasn't working. But it is impossible for me to think that I can truly be alone. When I go look at subscribers, and maybe I'm not the biggest YouTuber ever, because I'm not. But it is impossible for me to fool myself into thinking that I am truly alone when all I have to do is look and see that I've got tens of thousands of subscribers, people that watch me. Even if they're not fully invested, even if they just come for horror games or live streams or anything fun, I'm not alone. In one capacity or another, I'm not. Just a lot of silver linings that I have to find. And again, it's just for my son. So that is the one part that frustrates me about this whole system. When I was told by a lawyer that I gave him hope for the future, simply because my priorities were about trying to look after the other half of who has to take care of Rowan and putting Rowan first, he's telling me that things that I'm putting in this decree might get knocked down by a judge because no judge is used to hearing an attempt for this level of cooperation, an attempt to not treat the child as he's listed on the assets and liabilities sheet. My son is not an asset or liability. He is my son. Don't fucking lump him in like he's a bank account or something. Don't fucking do that to me. He is not a dollar sign. He is not something to be shuttled around. He's not an object. He's not all these things that I was forced to try to... No, I fought that shit. He is my fucking son. I will protect him with my life. He is not... Money does not get to be lumped in to the same sentence as his name. That is the first video going off about that, because there is a lot more to that. That I got counted as an exception by a lawyer of giving him hope for the future because I considered the possibility that, hey, the other half also needs to be in a good place to give her a chance to prove that she can be a good mom. That I need to be in a place that I can be a good dad. That I need to give him the best case outcome for best chances. Oh God, oh God, oh God. I need to give him the best chances for being healthy, coming out of this hole, coming out of this feeling like he's a single child, coming out not feeling like he's broken, like not everything was taken and stolen. Like he needs to come out feeling like he had all of these chances at least available to him. And I need to give him every chance I possibly can. It's not about him just having the chances. It's that I need to provide the chances. The chances are up to me. They're on my shoulders. I need to provide the opportunity for him to be the least damaged possible throughout this whole process. And I had to, and I'm being told I'm hope for the future because no parent, he said in all of his years of doing this, decades, he has not had a parent come in and act like I did. He said he's never had someone so prepared. Someone's shooting at me. He said he's never had someone so prepared. He's never had someone had it so well thought out. He's never had someone wanting to cooperate so much simply for the sake of their son. He's never had someone ask for it's called HERE over here. It's an acronym for health, education, religion, extracurricular. And then there's, psychological that's in there. That's counted separate from health. But usually you're supposed to pick the tiebreaker. Who makes the final decision for the child? Again, like he's a dollar sign. And again, in a situation I don't want... I am a sitting duck until I get... That's a small shield potion. I'm good with what I got. I need to get off that rant because I'm not looking at the comments, but I know that I'm going off about it. It just disappointed. What it really did is it disappointed me with the state of humans in general. It disappointed me with humanity. That he didn't have the choice to be born. I decided to have a child. Why the fuck is it not the norm for then the child you brought in to be your top You gave up the right to be selfish the second you decided There can be other choices. There can be other situations. The second you decide to be a parent, you no longer get to be first. Your time is over. It's over. You had your time. You had your time to be selfish and greedy, to put yourself first, to decide to make your own decisions, to live your life the way you want to live it. If you want to go ahead and make the decision that that's the way you want to keep living, go ahead. Don't have a kid. You're not ready for it. Don't have a child yet. It's not the time. Sorry. It's not a blame on you. It's not saying you're a bad person. It's just not time for you yet then. But to be told I was so thought out, well-spoken, had everything taken care of, this, that, and the other. To be told I'm such a big exception for looking out for my son, putting him first. To try to work things out that a judge might... So I talked about here, there's supposed to be a tiebreaker. And I said, why can't we together make choices? Both of our son... I can be fallible, she can be fallible, but both of us can make mistakes. So why am I choosing, why are we having to legally choose who would be the tiebreaker, when in reality, we should still both be making these decisions together? Like, they should go to mediation, shouldn't it? Like, if we're separated, but we still can't come up with a decision, and they're like, and the lawyer said no, they don't like mediation all that much. Why don't they like it? Because they don't want to have to see you back there in court over and over. Well, what if I'm putting forward a good faith effort to, I mean, not just good faith, but I am striving, even if I was hurt by her, and I have the right to be pissed and never treat her as anything but just, I'm trying to be a friend. For the sake of, and in the beginning of this, I said, not even just a friend, a best friend, with somebody who hurt me so badly. And still, my son deserves the best. I wanted to make everything joint and put in a clause of, if we really can't come to an agreement. We've come to an agreement so many times of, uh-oh, I placed third. Damn it. We've come to agreements. I was ranting while saying all of that. We've come to agreement so long together. Like, we've come to conclusions of what needs to be done together for so long. Why the hell can't that continue? I was told that it could be shot down by the judge. I had to make 2 sets of documentation because I was specifically told. That by not making a tiebreaker and trying to make a clause saying that if literally we can't decide on a major medical health issue, that a mediator would be needed. A judge would say, no, we don't like that. We don't want to see that. Decide the tiebreaker for the next 13 years of his life. Decide who's gonna make the biggest choices about his health, and be the one to have the one up all the time for the next 13 years. Decide it right now. In 12 years from now, something major could come up, and I could be wrong. Maybe she needs to be the one to step in and say, look, you're not looking at it right. Or something comes up in a month, and she looks at it wrong, and I need to go, hold the fuck up. There's something, and he's not being put in the proper position. It's not being thought out. Both of us can fuck up. Why should only one of us be the tiebreaker? That's not right. Why should one of us be extracurricular? Both of us can still be wrong. These are all things we can both be wrong, but they don't want to deal with it because it's a system thing. So fight the system. It's just, it's not right. I'll play one more round. because I went on that rant, and that was meant for a video later, but it's just, as much as I would like to just take Rowan and run, as much as I would like to, you know, there are parts of me that some days just want to be vindictive. I'm a human being, but I push it aside because it won't help Rowan in the slightest. It'll hurt him. There are days that I want to punish myself for not having caught this sooner and been able to do something, but that doesn't help Rowan for self-pity like that. There are days that I just kind of want to give up on this whole trying, but that doesn't help him at all either. Even if it fails, it doesn't set the example that you should try. It doesn't matter how hard it is. I will, in that, no, if a judge decides to knock it down, that judge is going to get a fucking earful from me. That judge will probably want me kicked out of that courtroom. Because, yes, I did sign a second set of papers. Yes, there is a second set that says who the tiebreakers are. But it has a lot of fucking clauses in it, especially the health one that says, I am the tiebreaker if it comes down to it. If you guys can't tell, I'm very analytical. I can play devil's advocate. I can think of all the pros and cons. I can think of the worst case and best case. I can plan for both. I can see the whole... Best example I've got, my dog, Bunny, bitten by... tagged twice in the chest by a deadly snake. Alright, well, Mel's first inclination was to run Bunny into the car and leave. Okay, here's the problem with that. My mind immediately went to the place that it can comfortably go in a crisis. We have 2 other dogs and a cat that we didn't properly lock up while you're running towards a car that are still liable to be struck by a poisonous, deadly snake in the backyard. And we haven't even checked to see if any of the rest of them have been tagged by the snake. You want to run? I know your inclination is to run and save one. And in doing so, we are turning our back on the rest. So, I, as fast as possible, said, stop. I don't like killing things when it just acted out of fear. Kill the snake for identification. Got all the dogs and the cat in. Checked them over quickly for any wounds. Locked everything up. Then we went. Then I knew exactly how to identify the snake. Exactly what needed to be done. The exact antivenom, because you need to know which kind. Otherwise, you could ruin the dog's life there. Like, I can think in crisis like that. I've dealt with life and death many times, not just animals. I've watched people die because I couldn't fix them, or I wasn't fast enough, but I can still handle it. Even knowing that I'm the better one to be the tiebreaker for it, I have a fucking clause in there that if they're not going to let it be just joint with mediator if we can't come to an agreement, there is something saying that if she doesn't agree with my decision, with my I have the last say decision, she can request a mediator. She can legally say, no, it's wrong. Pretty much gets to be joint still, just in a different wording. If he doesn't accept either one, he will regret the day he ever met me. He will not be okay with the day the day that I had to step into his courtroom. Because he will pay dearly for making that very bad mistake of not letting me give my son the best chance for being healthy and happy. I am human. I should not be an exception, because I know how flawed I am. I shouldn't be an exception. I should be, at best, a baseline of what should be tried if a child is involved. I should be having my shit in order and actually looking it up, trying my best to see exactly how to benefit. And you know what? I could completely rail her right now if I want to, and it would hurt her not giving her the chance and opportunity to be the best mom she could be. What would that do for Rowan? But I was told, when I'm consulting and trying to research this, so many people told me, go and attack her. Go on the offensive. Attack her for this. Where does that leave Rowan? What examples does that set for him? Why are you asking me to attack? And then the lawyer says the judge might knock it down. So there are versions for the judge to decide upon that are all already notarized, ready to go. The date passing of everything, the split, everything passing in good, having to wait out some of the mandatory shit. He can say whatever the fuck he wants, and he's still going to have to come to my level because I won't stand for it. And if he won't accept it, he will not enjoy his day, week, month, months. Because I won't stop until a fucked up system that does not put a child foot. The only page that does not have to be notarized in the whole agreement of everything about assets and money, about where your time could be spent and how it could affect you monetarily or your living situation, your assets and your liability. Every single page that had to do with that had to be notarized. 2 separate notaries. My signature, her signature, by 2 separate people. The only fucking thing that didn't have to be notarized was the pages that had to do with the safety and well-being of my child. All it required was initials in a few places and a signature at the end with no notary in it. Fucking anyone could walk up and pretend they're me, forge my signature, switch it out. I could have not even known. Someone could have taken my rights, my responsibilities, the things that are the life I created, the things that they could take it away simply because the page that should be the most important to notarize doesn't have to be notarized, so someone could just switch that shit on out. And what the fuck can I do about it afterwards? I have to now fight that somebody else decided to fuck over my situation with my son? That to hell with that. A system that would make you notarize every fucking page that has to deal with any $sign. But my son being counted as a $sign is the only thing that doesn't get notarized. Is the only thing you don't need to double check. Is the only one that he gets to be left in limbo. Don't you fucking tell me that my son not only is now counted as a $sign, but he's not even worth the 2 notaries that are needed for every other piece of paper. Now he's not even worth the time and effort for 2 people to go and make 2 other signatures with 2 other notaries for his life and well-being for the next 13 fucking years. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? That's the system I'm dealing with, and that is not even all of it. I have anger issues when it comes to some of these things I'm talking about. I always held my anger in, and I always prided myself on not being an angry person. And that comes back down to the second video. Well, I realized I had to explain who am I, who I am. And I'm not defined by any disorder or anything that could be considered a detriment or an asset to who I am. I'm not defined by that, but I do have 2 things. I have something that I could have been diagnosed with as being almost what's the word for it? A disorder. If not for my brother intervening and realizing what I was before I even did. And he lied to my face, and it was one of the only people that could have lied to my face and gotten away with it. Because anyone that lies to my face, I'm like a fucking walking lie detector. You want to tell me a half-truth? It's like whipping me in the back. You just gave me the feeling immediately, because of how I am, that you gave me a half-truth on purpose. So now you're about to get a shitstorm of questions, not because I want to, but because I know you're hiding something important, and it could affect other people. So yeah, what's been holding me up from doing more live streams, doing more things, getting more things done, all that kind of stuff. What's held me up? Protecting my son. What have I been doing with my spare time? Learning different ways to try to protect my son. Why have I not been as much communication? Want to make a video about it so people can know? To protect my son. Why am I putting myself in a vulnerable position that is draining me day by day to keep going through this? To try to take this harder path that is apparently never heard of? Why? It's taking everything out of me. It's leaving me with nothing inside. And I'm struggling right now. My goal isn't even to come out of this as a whole person. My goal is to come out as being a whole dad. To hell with the rest of it. I don't need to be... I'm not going to beat this wall out. I'm glad I got a complete first aid. I don't need to be a whole person at the end of this. All I need to be is a dad. That's it. And if it takes everything else away from me to be able to be a dad, then that's the price I pay, because that's what he deserves. Because he didn't ask to be born. He didn't ask to be brought into this world. That's my shoulders. That's my son. That's my responsibility. So let this fucking world and system take everything it can from me. Whatever it wants. As long as at the end of the day, I'm still a good dad and I protect my son. And if that means I give up being able to feel for other people, I give up any chance of future relationships, I give up social life, I give up anything that, you know, is independent of whatever. If I give up everything I've got in pursuit of his happiness, my time to be selfish is over. It's done. I made a child. I had a son. Now, I don't get that choice. Neither should any other parent in their fucking right mind think that they get that choice either. I'm not good with building bases, yes. How do I detonate that? How do I detonate that? Ah! No, I don't need to, darling. I don't need to wait. It's not. It goes deep into issues of parenthood. There's no waiting for this. I've already been going through it. Look, I realize that this is pretty much turned into a rant. I think now might just be the best place. Oh, actually, let me go back to the live scenes. Hold on. I reached tier 2. One item has been unlocked. Starter challenges. Complete those to get various rewards. Great. I'm a level 5 now. I get starter challenges. Cool. I can collect search chest, collect rewards. Hold down L. I get more stuff. Cool. Alright. I now realize that my head, I can't continue the stream because now with that tangent, I'm too far off. I'm too far I'm too far off of. I could keep playing, but all I'm gonna do is sit here and get myself worked up. And part of being a good dad is trying at least to get some rest so that I can be a good dad in the morning. Get him ready for school. Take him to school. I realize that I'm just not. That just pisses me off. I'm an exception. Because I put my son first. And in putting my son first, I realized I also needed to look out for the person that hurt me. Because that's his mom. If I hurt her, if I lash out and do what I can, if I take what I could, if I tear everything down, it takes away her ability to try to be a good mom, which hurts Rowan. I can't do that. I can't be vindictive. I can't do all of these things. I can't take the advice of all these lawyers. I can't do that to my son. So I sit here and for months on end looked at every loophole, every way you could word things, every way that possibly going to therapists and talking over and over about ideas and really sussing out the best possible case scenario for Rowan and all of this. And I still felt like when I walked in the first time to the lawyer's office to get all of this completely finalized, I still felt like I was missing things. I kept even saying, I feel like something's missing. I kept saying that to Mel. I feel like something's missing in this. And I'm sitting over here panicking because I feel something's missing. And he tells me that I'm the most prepared. I'm the most well thought out. I have the most information gathered and ready to go. He copy and pasted a lot of my language into the actual court documentation because I looked at Google, and at the very least people could see. And I'm not perfect, but I'm not even close. And I'm the exception. Simply because I put my son first. That's the thing that's going to confuse a lot of people when I finally start to explain what happened. A lot of people are going to demonize her. I know people will. They won't be able to get over it. But you guys are going to have to be on my page with this because you guys can't. As much as you're going to want to, unless you're personally involved with my day-to-day life, you're not going to be able to demonize her because she deserves and needs. She deserves a chance to be a good mom and needs the chance to be a good mom. And so that means because he only gets one biological mom. I can't destroy her in this process. I can't do everything I could, because all it will do is hurt Rowan. So as much as it hurts me and takes away from me to work with her, to do all this research and get hurt by her, to try to put on paper all these things that I see as compromises and getting double standards put on top of me, of being demeaned and put down, of having my dignity, pride, and self-worth just shot into the ground. It doesn't. I have to try. I have to pursue it. Because if I don't, how could anyone else in my position not see that if I really did that, I hurt my son? There's no way I can honestly say I will put my son first if I cannot also take into consideration the fact that doing what I legally can do takes away his mom, or at least her ability to feel stable and give him a stable environment, or at least give her some solace or happiness in her separate way. That I have to try. So it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable that it's just unbelievable. I am no exception. I should just be the baseline rule. Because there are things that I missed that first meeting. There are things I could have thought out more. There are things I had to kind of finagle a bit. I didn't get it all right the first time. I am not perfect. But the attempt, that baseline, I shouldn't be his hope for the future. I'm fucked up and I'm fallible and I'm human. But I'm also a dad. So and that's a message for anyone out there. You have a child, you gave up your chance to put yourself first. You gave up your chance already to say, I'm going to go have a drink, knowing that possibly by doing so that there's something happening at home that you need to be there for, and now you're not. That you're going to go off and spend money on yourself, and all of a sudden it doesn't get to be spent on them. That you want time to yourself, but they need time from you. When Rowan needs my time, he fucking gets my time. If that's what he needs. That's a baseline. And now the last argument is all part of it coming up is that I'm still trying to secure all of the way that I want to lead my life into a way that he can keep having the choice, at least for things like after school program. I don't want to have to go into, like, I've got an interview tomorrow that I'm gonna take the job. There's something else that happened, another thing that wouldn't have happened if she hadn't done something, and it could make it sound like it's demonized again, but it shouldn't be, because there's no way it's a snowball effect. There's no way. And at the same time, it's frustrating to know that that's probably the reason why I don't already have the perfect job I've been looking for that would make sure that Rowan's stable. I can do YouTube just fine. I can have the community. Everything's just fine on my end. It's just... But I'm going to go and interview for it and probably take it temporarily until I can find something else, because I have to. until I can find maybe what I wanted, which is to at least have one of his parents being able to be there for him after school. He can get enrolled in after school programs. He can do that if he wants to. But it shouldn't be forced on him. He shouldn't be forced to stay after school. If he doesn't want to, he should be able to come home. That's why I built businesses in the first place. That's why I decided the YouTube channel and do a venture, to do things, to give me flexibility, because I knew my first job was to be a dad. I'm just going to go in circles with it. Alright, that's why this whole the videos I'm going to do has to be scripted, because I'll just go in circles. It's maddening. And there's somebody else that's going to help me out with some of this, and I got a high compliment from them today. One of the highest I've gotten, which is they said that with what's happened, that they would have long ago flown off the handle, just completely gone apeshit pretty much. And I believe they have a better control over their anger than I do, and they have the same disorder that I could have been diagnosed with, and I feel like I'm new to. And they said that I'm handling the anger well, when anger is something so new to me. I can get upset, frustrated. The only times I can honestly ever say I get angry, go watch The Last of Us. Go watch me play The Last of Us. I think it's 15. The second to last. The last one is called Baby Girl. It's the ending to the main story. I think part 15 is one right before that. Man on Fire is what I titled it, I think. But there's a part where there's a break about 30 minutes in, because of the old software I used to use. I used to have to take breaks. And in that break, there's a part where the livelihood of a child in my eyes was there, presented in the story. And before I stood up and said I needed, my recording software has to, take a break now at the 30-minute mark, and then I start back up. I stood up, and the second I stood up and I had a chance to think, the only things that could make me mad before I learned more about myself and what I actually am and what I should be dealing with and what I should never have covered up, which is what led to me actually being able to have outbursts of anger like this. The only thing that could do that could push me that far, was my son. Anything to do with him, someone fucking with him or his livelihood, it was the only thing that could do it. It's just the only thing that could do it. So, that's it for the stream. Sorry it turned so serious. It's just today was another day that I had to deal with that. I was at a lawyer's office again today. I'll be in another one tomorrow. After, in the morning, having to get dental work done before things can go wrong with that, because I've sucked up pain for 6 months for the sake of my son, and it hurts. I need to get it fixed. I've sucked it up. And then I've got an interview for a job that I keep getting called overqualified because of owning businesses over and over and over for like a decade, and finally I could land one, and shit happens that's out of my control. And then I'm going to be back at a lawyer's office again, in the same shoes of the same struggle of what I know was best for Rowan, and fighting any urges of what I would like to do. I guess it's just human nature to want other people to hurt. If someone hurts you, there's a part deep down somewhere, no matter what, that you want them to know how badly they hurt you. For me, I've always been able to, though, empathize somehow enough, or sympathize, or do something, that it never built up into true anger. But now that I know that me never getting angry physically hurt me and mentally hurt me. And I'm not talking about cutting in physical harm, not purposeful. That's why I have to explain who I am in a video. That's all I can do. I'm pursuing happiness, and it's for my son's sake. Thanks, guys, for watching. Sorry it turned into this. Everyone that joined, Tanya and Cookie for donating. I see prototypes here. Darla was here. War Bunny. Try your best and try hard. Yeah, that's right. Madison. Madison, thank you. Josh, hi there. L for stopping by. Unknown King, hey. Jordan, hi. Noah, hi. Sean. Everyone else, even if I overlooked it. Alita, you just showed up at the very end. Danger Noodle, you're at the very end. And I'm just gonna end the stream now. I'll probably try to stream again tomorrow. So if you're here now, tomorrow I'm probably gonna try to stream again. And hopefully I will have gotten enough things out that it won't be what it is today. And by the way, speaking of things coming out, another Attack on Titan and the follow-up, the last part of Life is Strange in episode 2 will be posted. 2 videos coming out tomorrow. I've got a backlog of videos that I need to post up. I've got like Resident Evil 7 DLC videos that were like for things like the Spirit Blade, like me, how to get it and me getting it and showing it off. That never even got posted because of all this stuff getting backlogged. I've got videos that you guys have never seen that have just been sitting there. And I've got games and schedules and all those things to give back to you. And there are horror games that have come out that I want to get more that on the channel. And there's just a lot of things that I want to do. And it's just, I'm going to try to get to it. But I'm starting off at least with some of the static videos that come out. They're going to start coming out. And I'm going to try to get on the live streams. And I won't lie, part of it's because I need to be able to take care of my body finally so that I can be a healthy good dad. Because I'm no good to my son if I'm a cripple. So thanks for joining, and I hope to see you guys back here. Hopefully me a little more calm and not ranting, and instead getting to see, I swear to you that I'm a happy person actually without all of this. I swear to you that I worked my ass off to learn as much as I could and to choose to be a happy person. I now know where the unhappiness came from. And maybe I squandered my time of being able to really capitalize on it, but I can make it somewhere else. And even if I can't find happiness for myself, I will obtain it for my son. But I swear, usually I'm comical and joke, and I'm sincere about it. And that's another part of the video of who am I? Who am I as a person? Why can I do that? Why can I be this serious, and why can I also joke, and why can I flip back? Because I know right now I could stop ranting and turn into Comedy Central. I could actually do that this very second. I could choose. It would feel very weird inside, but I could flip the switch. I know why now. Everyone have a good night. Thanks for listening if you did. I'll elaborate on all of this very soon. My hopes is that, especially with the first video of the 3 that talking about my situation, not who I am, but of the 3 videos I plan on making, that first one I hope gets spread around enough that people need to know that it is pretty fucked up. That the thing that needs to not be notarized, the least secure, but in my eyes the most important document in all of this, is the one that they could give two shits about, which is everything to do with how my son is really treated. That's just wrong. There's more to it, but thanks for joining. Hope to see you guys here again real soon. Bye.